Psychorelaxation with dolphins is a special program that allows completely impact on the body and psyche of future mother and baby. In charge of prenatal psychologist, you can use technology studied at the course of dolphin therapy during childbirth and the period of adaptation. Dolphins probably sense when you're pregnant. They're able to do this through a special ability called echolocation. Dolphins swim up to pregnant women and press their snouts against their bellies. They then loudly buzz, which is a kind of concentrated echolocation. Dolphins emit a beam of sound, creating an especially precise beam when presented with human pregnancies. Dolphins buzz.
After the baby's born, I'll just be forgotten. Oh, that's not true. It is so true. I'll be just like a salmon. I'll swim upstream, spawn, and never be around.
This for a variety of reasons, including at other pregnant dolphins. They also do it to communicate with their birth calves. Perhaps this is why they hone in on human pregnancies and buzz against pregnant bellies. A dolphin's sound waves created for echolocation may be able to detect the presence of a fetus in a body. To do this, a dolphin must be familiar with the person so it can sense a change in the person. Trainers are a good example of people who report this type of pregnancy detection. It may also be possible that a dolphin can sense the heartbeat of a fetus. If this is the case, it's believed they can detect pregnancies in strangers. Since dolphins can detect objects hidden in boxes, it's not implausible.
You're my little pumpkin pop, pumpkin pop, pumpkin pop, hanging at the chocolate shop, waiting for the moon.
Beaver teeth are orange. Beavers have long incisors that get their orange color from an iron-rich protective coating of enamel. Their teeth grow continuously throughout their life, but daily use helps trim them down, because the softer dentin, bony tissue that forms a tooth wears away faster than the enamel. A beaver's teeth wear down unevenly. This gives the incisors a chiseled shape, which helps beavers cut through hard objects like wood. Beavers are one of the few animals that modify their habitat. Brand new habitat for small fish and other aquatic wildlife. Rocks make up a large part of dams. Beavers at the Smithsonian's National Zoo can even be spotted moving rocks around their habitat. Beavers don't just build dams. They also build lodges. These dome-like lodges are often constructed away from the shore, forming islands that can only be entered from the water. A lodge can have multiple underwater entrances, with living quarters located in the top above the water line. The walls are typically insulated, and a small air hole in the roof provides ventilation. The floor of a beaver's lodge is often covered in wood shavings to absorb moisture and provide a comfortable place to sleep. Beavers slap their tails on the water to indicate danger. Beavers communicate using scents, vocalizations, and posturing, but one of their most important signals is the tail slap. Typically performed by an adult, this loud alarm signal alerts others to seek refuge in deep water and may even frighten a potential predator away. Beavers eat wood. That's right. Beavers sometimes snack on tree bark or the softer layers of wood underneath. These herbivores also eat leaves, woody stems, and aquatic plants. Some of their favorite foods, poplar, aspen, willow, birch, and maple, are also, conveniently, their primary building materials. Beavers also store branches on the muddy pond floor beneath their lodges to eat during the winter, when they spend most of their time inside. The cool water acts like a fridge, keeping the stems fresh and preserving their nutrients. Bonus: Beavers are very dexterous and tend to hold their food between their front paws to eat. Beavers are the largest rodents in North America. There are two living species of beaver, the North American beaver and the Eurasian beaver. North American beavers typically weigh between 35 and 65 pounds and are 3 to 4 feet long, standing 1 to 1.5 feet tall. The Eurasian beaver is slightly smaller than its North American cousin. Tennessee fainting goat is an American breed of goat. It is characterized by Myotonia congenita, a hereditary condition that may cause it to stiffen or fall over when excited or startled. It may also be known as the fainting goat, falling goat, stiff-legged goat or nervous goat, or as the Tennessee wooden-leg goat. For goats of this type were brought to Tennessee in the 1880s. Myotonic goats tend to be less preferred for sustainable meat production. To understand what happens when a myotonic goat is frightened and faints, it's helpful to first take a look at what happens under normal conditions. If a person were to chase after a goat unaffected by Myotonia congenita, the animal's eyes and ears would relay the perceived threat to the brain, which would then send an electrical signal to the skeletal muscles, such as those in the leg and neck involving voluntary movement, causing a momentary tensing. This is often referred to as the fight or flight response. Just think how it feels to be startled, or have a friend remind you. You'll find your voluntary muscles contract and tighten for a second. This is your brain telling your muscles that the time has come to possibly confront or run away from an immediate threat. Normally, this tensing is followed by an immediate relaxing of the affected muscles, allowing a typical goat to actually turn and run away from a perceived threat. With Myotonia congenita, however, the muscles tense and stay tense before slowly relaxing. Think about that moment of muscle tension following a sudden fright. Now imagine it lasting 10 to 20 seconds. Due to abnormalities at the cellular level, the voluntary muscles of myotonic animals receive the electric signal from the brain to tense and keep tensing instead of releasing, sort of like a skipping record. Wild elephants and tame elephants react to humans differently. Elephants' past experiences have produced an evolutionary hardwiring that causes them to treat us the way that they would other big predators, like lions. The idea that elephants find humans cute, likely comes from trained elephants who have become used to people and who rely on them for their survival. Elephants in these situations may abnormally alter their behavior to ensure that they survive. The harbor seal is known as a sea dog, since they look like earless dogs when they stick their head out of the water. The thick coats of the harbor seals tend to be grayish color with black spots or rings. Even though the harbor seal molts yearly, these markings will remain and are unique to individual seals. Most of the darker colors will appear on the backs of the seals, as with most marine mammals. This is a defense mechanism, so they blend in with the water when looked at from above. This camouflage will play tricks on the visual predators. Don't worry, you will still be able to spot them on your ocean cruise while they are sunning themselves on the rocks. Harbor seals are excellent divers and have something called a dive reflex. This dive reflex is activated the second the seal submerges its head and automatically causes the seal to hold its breath, slow its heartbeat, and even reduce the amount of oxygen being delivered to all organs except the brain and the heart. This dive reflex works so well that the seal is even able to sleep underwater and subconsciously coming to the surface for oxygen throughout their slumber.